Okay, you're on your way.
Take her away, Pop.
Okay, son. Here you go. If you're scared, holler Ma.
Oh, Ma! How come you all call him Fishtail?
Because he was playing at fishtail drills when you was a kid stealing chickens down in Alabama.
I ain't never stole no chicken in my life. That's what I told the judge, but he didn't believe me. Fourth floor, men's underwear, china kitchen utensils, and baby diapers. Okay, Bob, take her away.
Clifford, you get down here at once and come to school, or I'll get the charge officer after you. Never mind, Clifford, I see you, and you come down here at once.
All right. You come up and get me.
Mr. O'Reilly, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for not encouraging that boy to go to school. You realize you'd be brought before the school board.
What I do encourage him. It's just the boy don't seem to have no hankering for book learning. All he cares about is oil. I guess he's just oil puffed.
Sure, you don't want to make an oil roughneck out of your son. I should think you'd want him to have an education, an opportunity to improve himself.
Well, ma'am, I certainly do. I'm 50 years old. I've spent 40 of them in the oil fields. Why? Because I want my Clipper to be an oil bum? Not on your life. What do you suppose I'm digging this hole for? For myself? Say, a can of beans is good enough for me, because someday, when that thing starts splitting back gold, my boy is going to be a gentleman, have a nice home, wear nice clothes, be somebody. I don't want nobody going around saying I didn't try to do the best I could for my boy. Fishtail, come on down here and go to school. Come on down here and go to school.
I can't hear a word you say.
Would you mind turning that motor off?
Turn the motor off. That's a hot one. You've been around the oil fields long enough to know that if you turn your motor off, you stop rotating. If you stop rotating, that mud takes up hard as a rock. But let me tell you something. You just wait around. And if I don't get that money I'm setting out to borrow, I'll have to shut her down.
Why should I have to pay a 5% penalty because I'm a week behind my payment?
It's in your contract. That's reason enough.
Well, I'm going to see Mr. Anderson about it, that's all.
It won't do you any good. These are Mr. Anderson's orders.
Yes, sir? Mr. O'Reilly, you may go in now.
Thank you.
Come in. Come in, O'Reilly. Glad to see you.
Thanks. No, thanks. Might get used to it and can't afford it.
Well, O'Reilly, what's on your mind?
Well, sir, I'm down about 2,500 feet. Made a core test yesterday, and it looks pretty good. Wouldn't be surprised if I was pumping oil sand any day now.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
Well, there's no use in beating around the bush. I've about run out of gas. Need a little money to pay my roughnecks. But I'd like to borrow 500 till I ring the bell.
I'm afraid the bell isn't going to ring. Not in that well, anyway. Oh, Riley, I don't want to discourage you. I think you're throwing good money after bad.
But
Now, don't get me wrong, Dan. I'll give you 500 on your own say-so. I won't give you the money to make any more hole in that well. It's absolutely NG. All you independent operators need protection against yourselves.
Listen, Mr. Anderson, that's one of the finest pieces of property in the country. And if I don't bring her right in over the crown, I've drilled my last well. That's how good I think it is.
Difference of opinion makes horse racing. I'd rather bet my 500 on a horse. Why, man, you've only got 30 days left, then your lease falls back on us. You've been at it for 2 years now, and you haven't struck anything yet.
But that doesn't mean I
hate to see a friend of mine go wrong. Now, it isn't a question of the 500, Dan. Tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 1,000, so long as you don't throw it away on that empty hole. And providing you vacate the premises as of tomorrow.
Mr. Anderson, I've wrung a lot of oil out of the earth for other people. But this one is for me. Not so much for me as for my son. I've got 30 days, and I'm going to keep on digging, even if I have to do it with my teeth.
For your teeth, I hope they stand up under it.
You're putting out your Christmas presents kind of early, aren't you, J.C.?
What do you mean?
Well, you practically laid the guy down, tried to force a grand in his kick.
Got to stop O'Reilly from drilling another inch.
Oh, why worry about him? Let him drill till he hits China if he wants to.
When did I start worrying about anyone else? All right, have I got to draw a picture for you, you big lummox? I sold the man the lease 2 years ago because I thought it was a turkey. Now my geologist tells me that the so-called boob is liable to hit the richest well in the history of the field. Any day now.
No fooling.
The contract calls for an additional 10 years lease if he strikes oil. Now, can you get that through the thing you use for a head?
Oh. If he can't drill, he can't strike oil. Can he?
The discovery of the Neanderthalian man marked the last link in the relationship between the ape and the man. Now then, children, so great was their development over the ape that they were able, by the first display of reasoning power, to fashion tools and implements with which they wrested a livelihood from the soil. So you see, it really marked the first stages in the progress of man's thought. Soon after that, there was a further development of man. It came about by the manner in which they solved the housing problem. They began to find caves to live in instead of sleeping in the open, a very definite departure from the habits of animals. There was yet to come a most important break in the relationship of the Neanderthalian man to the animal world. They began to stand upright like the present-day man. Clifford!
Just a minute now. What have you done?
Let go of it. Let go, I tell you. Hey, you big dummy. Let me...
Oh, you get off, eh?
Get off of me.
You big bully! How dare you hurt a child? Get off of him, you big ape! Clifford, are you hurt? Are you all right? The idea, man, your size.
Oh, I was only trying to help.
Yes, I know. You were trying to kill him, you big... Clifford, are you sure no bones are broken?
No, I'm all right. Big sissy like him can't hurt me.
Never mind, helpful Harry. You've done enough.
Not Harry, Henry. Henry Langford.
Well, now that you've gone this far, you can drive us back to the school.
With pleasure.
Thousands of dollars. Me working like a slave for 2 years, investing all that money, and he offers me $1,000. I'd like to have laughed in his face.
I wouldn't trust that guy any further than I could throw an elephant by the tail.
When Mr. Anderson starts giving you something, you'd better look out. You got something he wants. If we can just hold on for a couple of weeks, we'll be so darn rich we won't need to wash dishes. We'll just eat and chuck them out the window.
The Murphys do that now. They got paper dishes. What was that?
You all right, Joe? What happened? Who did it? They plugged me.
What'd they do to the machinery, Pop?
Plenty. Sound like they twisted it off. Turn the motor on full speed and snap it. That means pull up tight. Fishing job. I don't know what we're going to use for money.
But who did it? And why?
Did you get a look at them, Joe?
No, Mr. O'Reilly, I didn't. They knocked me silly and then when I come to, they had their back to me.
Better have Dr. Marsh look at that.
Okay.
I thought, oh, well, what good is that doing? I guess we'd better take that 1,000 from Anderson and call it a day.
Nothing personal about it, Tom. I hate to foreclose on a friend, but that's how business is.
Why, hello, Dan.
Well, I'm glad to see you. Come in.
Does that offer still go?
Anytime you say the word.
Well, now is as good a time as ever.
Now you're talking sense.
Tell Collins to make out a check for $1,000 to Dan
O'Reilly.
Dan O'Reilly, yes.
Hey, Pop, if you ain't done it, don't do it. This is Mr. Langford. He wants to talk to you.
Aren't you going to wait for the check?
No, we don't want your check. Come on, Pop.
You know, I made the geological survey on the Big Dalton gusher. I find the same line formation in your quartet.
You really think we have a chance to bring her in?
Oh, definitely. I think if we use a slip hook, we'll be able to fish up that broken equipment okay. Well, Mr. O'Reilly, I haven't got much money, but I'm willing to back up judgment with it.
What are you, son?
Shake, partner.
It's the deal.
Hey, Snowflake, get on this backup car, will you? Come on, hurry up. I mean today, here. Let's have that hard rock fit.
Okay, coming up.
Oh, no, you don't. You're going back to school where you belong.
Oh, heck, Hank, I want to help you here. Can't I help?
Yes, you can. Will you do me a favor?
Sure, anything. What do you want me to do?
Promise?
Sure, I promise.
Come on over here. No, I've been thinking. Your teacher tells me you're behind your studies. And I thought it'd be sort of a good idea to ask her to help you catch up your back lessons. You know, in the evenings at her home.
What? Go to school at night? Well, I don't see what good that'd do you. And it sure wouldn't do me any good.
Oh, you want to back out on your promise, eh?
No, I'm not backing out, but I thought you wanted me to help you with a rig. But, go to school, God.
That won't be tough. And I'll call for you in the car.
Hey, you're not kind of falling for this, Miss Cynthia, are you?
You struck over last time, pal.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Will you go to school?
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay, you win.
All right. As an illustration, we'll do it again with the apples. Now, Jack has 3 apples, and his friend Henry has none. Apples are 8 cents a pound, and Henry has 2 cents. Now, what happened to that 3rd apple? I'm sure I saw it a moment ago. It now seems that Jack has 2 apples and Henry has 1. Now you've gone and ruined my problem, you old apple snitcher. Well, if you're that hungry, I'll make you a cup of tea.
Thanks, teacher.
Thanks, pal. That problem had me dizzy.
Don't mention it. How about a little music?
Well. Yeah, that's a good tune. Play that one.
Why do brains have wrinkles? Is it 'cause they worry so? My teacher ought to know. She knows everything. Does a fish get thirsty? Playing in the sea below. My teacher ought to know. She knows everything. She knows the alphabet from A to Z.
And that school's work meant for me.
Why do folks like walking when the moon is hanging low? My teacher ought to know. She knows everything.
One more chorus and the landlord will break my lease. No, clear the things off the table. How many sugars, Clifford?
Second, please.
Well, you help yourself.
Okay.
Beautiful piece of work, Cynthia.
Yes, it's over 80 years old.
Did you make it yourself?
Just a little something I whipped up when I crossed with Columbus. Flatterer. I think you did very well tonight, Clifford, don't you?
Huh? Oh, yeah, I did fine.
Tomorrow night we'll go over your history.
Tomorrow night? Oh, heck. Why don't you let Hank come alone? It was his idea in the first place. Just because he wants to see you, I've got to come over here and sit for hours and repeat. If Jack's got 3 apples and Henry has none, what do I care about Jack? And what do I care about Henry?
I don't know where the boy got such an idea.
Go on, tell her what you told me. Well, go ahead. Don't be a coward.
Don't shut your mouth. I'll wrap my 10 fingers around your esophagus.
He's nuts about you. That's what he's nuts about you. Oh, Fishtail, she's beautiful. She's wonderful. Fishtail, she's gorgeous. She's divine. When a man wins her, he really wins something. I guess he thought you were a raffle. Hey, let me go. Hey, oh, come on. Let me tell you. Hey, yeah, I love you. I love you.
I hope I do.
Let me up, you big bully.
Boy, I thought we were going to snap that one.
Boy.
That don't do me no good, nohow.
Oh, this is school again, huh?
If I didn't, you starve to death.
And how? Food. All right, boys, knock off for lunch. Well, dear, what have you got there?
You'll see if you follow me.
Lead on.
McDuff.
Stop being nosy now.
Oh, boy.
Oh, chicken.
Well, shut my mouth. If it ain't ever loving, standing up, sitting down, good old fried chicken.
You know, I think this incompatibility is a very important thing when two people are in love.
What do you mean, incompatibility?
Oh, I don't know, but, well, you know, when a husband and wife, and they both like dark meat, there isn't enough to go around. All right, you can laugh if you want to, but I'm going to find out all those things before I marry a girl.
Clifford, I wouldn't be too hard on a lady. The girl we're in love should adjust herself.
Oh,
You take it, dear.
thanks.
Adjusting yourself, huh?
My meter shows that I piped 800 barrels during last week, and Langford helped me check my meter.
Oh, yeah? Well, Anderson pays off by his meter. And that read 425. There's something wrong with yours.
Langford sets my oil, and you only pay me on the basis of a 34 gravity. That means 15 cents less to the barrel.
What do we care of that, Langford? We make our own stamp. We want it.
Mr. Langford told me.
Oh, so Mr. Langford told you, huh? All right, boys, shut it down.
I understand you're an expert geologist. Thank you. You've been giving your services free to the independent operators. Why don't you get smart and make a little money out of it? I could use a good geologist.
I'm afraid you can't pay me enough money.
Good day, sir. Just a minute. Let me give you a little sound advice, young fellow. Knowledge improperly used is a dangerous weapon. You ever get cut with your own knife?
Don't try any of your pretty speeches on me, Mr. Anderson. I see what you're driving at. I'm not afraid of you or your gorillas. Now, you just tend to your knitting and stop playing boogeyman with me. down about 4,000 feet, and we're still cutting some pretty tough rocks.
Well, what do we... Riley and Langford, they'll be in a second.
Couple of beers with you, Charlie.
I guess we can get going now. Harry, still pouring?
Hi, Hank, I guess we're all here.
Okay, let's get going.
Quiet. Quiet, please. Settle down now. I guess you all know why we're meeting here. But for the benefit of those that don't, I just want to tell you that most of us are getting tired of being pushed around by Anderson and his thieving outfit. At least I am. Now, wait a minute. You all know Hank Langford. Well, he's got something to say to you. Now, settle down. All yours, Hank. Go ahead. Wait a minute.
Fellows, I haven't been here long. But I've been here long enough to know that we've got to do something if we want to stay in the oil business. We've been exploited, fled, imposed upon. Now it's time for action. I know one thing. No man could offer me 65 cents a barrel for oil when the market called for 80. What we need is organization. If we stick together, no one can toss us around. Not even Anderson. Either he pays us the regular price or we'll pool our production and sell to a company that will.
What are you trying to sell us, Langford? Where do you get your cut? We're doing all right with this. We don't need advice from outsiders. Shut up, you guys. Let us talk.
Now, wait a minute.
If I thought you were speaking for the rest of these people, I might take your advice and mind my own business. But let me ask you a question. Do you operate a well?
What's it to you? Say, what's he doing here anyway? He works for Anderson. Well, throw him out. They got the right here. Come on, let's call him out. All right, go get him. Hey, what is
I suggest we put it up to Anderson. Either he play ball with us or we sell to somebody else. Well, good night, Hank. You made a great call.
Good night, Mr. Langford.
Good night. See you in the morning.
Got a match, buddy?
Thanks. Kind of tough to be wanting a match and smoke and haven't got one.
Hey, you're Mr. Langford, aren't you?
Yes, why?
Oh, nothing. Come on, gang, let's cram out of here. That ought to get my head to stay out of town.
You mean to tell me this happened just giving a man a match?
Wasn't what I gave him, it's what he gave me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Oh, don't stop. It didn't hurt, really. You know, I'm beginning to like those guys that slugged me.
See, Mr. Anderson, we're putting it right up to you before we go any further.
Well, boys, I didn't realize that my employees were practicing all sorts of abuses on people that I've been reared with. People that started with me in the oil business. I'm glad you've called this to my attention. And I assure you I'll do everything I can to put it right with you, boys. I'm positively amazed. Stevens, you'll have to account to me for this.
Well, now, listen.
Don't talk back to me. I'll see you later. And you can tell the rest of the boys for me that from now on, J.C. Anderson is back in his overalls where he belongs.
Well, thank you, Mr. Anderson. Thank you.
Well, goodbye, boys. I'm glad you came in. Come in any time. Doors wide open always, boys.
Was that on the level?
At my weight, I'm the best promiser in the country. You've got to be a little more careful from now on until I can get a couple of these troublemakers out of the way.
You just tell me who's what.
Now, don't get excited. More important things to be done.
Oh, you mean that O'Reilly guy, huh?
Yes.
Well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
Oh, Hank, I'll go up with her this time.
Okay. Hi, Pop.
Hello, son. School on?
Yeah, thank goodness.
Hey, Bigtail. Take a look at the boilers, will you?
You bet I will.
Hey, Snowflake. Right out that dish. Hey! The camera's getting away! Everybody clear the ring! Snowflake, stand by the campfire. Hang on, Dan! Clear!
Pop. What happened to my daddy? No. I'm all right.
Buck up.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
I don't know how Cliff's going to take it.
That's what?
Well, it's a pretty hard thing to say about anyone. Even Anderson, especially when you can't prove it.
Prove what? Hank, what on earth are you talking about?
Cynthia, I found traces of corrosive acid on that cable. I'm convinced that Dan O'Reilly was murdered.
Why, Hank, that's incredible.
I could only prove it.
Well, why would he want to kill Mr. O'Reilly?
Why? Why are there men like Anderson? Oh, I'd like to pull him apart and see what makes him tick.
You mustn't say things like that. If what you say is true, anything might happen. Hank, you must promise me that you'll be careful, please.
Now, don't worry, Cynthia. Nothing's going to happen.
But, Hank, I still can't understand. Why?
Oil, Cynthia. Plenty of oil.
I guess you'll be coming in any time now, huh?
Hey, boss, they're down to oil sand now.
I can't wait any longer. I want you to bring young O'Reilly to me tonight, alone.
Yeah, but what about this guy Langford?
I want you to tell Alex and the boys that there must be no slip-up tonight. They must go through, you understand?
Oh, good night, dear. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
What's the meaning of this, Stevens?
Oh, I was just going up in the mountains for a few days, and I wanted some high-class company. You know, these boys are a little rough. They ain't got pretty manners like you, Langford. Hello, Homer.
Hi, Rusty.
Everything ready?
Yeah.
Mr. Langford, this is Homer. Homer, Mr. Langford.
Hi, Mr. Langford.
Right over there, Langford. Sorry we didn't have time to have the place redecorated. But just make yourself comfortable, Mr. Langford.
Sit down.
Lean back and make yourself comfortable. You know, you're going to be our guest here until after the 10th of the month. Homer here is going to be your special valet. Or valet. Which is it? Darn, there's a word that always did throw me. I gluten pop. Homer.
Yeah.
You've got a distinguished visitor who rates attention. Give him plenty of it. And don't let him out of your sight for a minute.
Who is it?
I mean, Clifford.
Come in.
Have you seen Hank, Miss Jackson?
Why, he left for the well over 2 hours ago.
Gosh, that's funny. I've been looking all over for him. And Mr. Anderson wants to see me right away, and I don't think I better go over there without him.
Well, that's strange. Where can it be?
I don't know, but I'll find him. Thanks.
This way, please.
Come in, my boy, come in. Sit down, son. Sit down. Well, your father was a very dear friend of mine. Ah, but then we must live for the living. I want to help you, son. That's why I sent for you. You like the oil business?
Sure I do.
How would you like to work on one of my rigs?
What about my well?
Now, that's what I want to speak to you about. You know, your father was a very stubborn man. I said to him no less than 1,000 times, Dan O'Malley, you're wasting your time.
My father's name was Dan O'Reilly.
O'Reilly. Oh, yes, of course, of course. So now, for your father's sake, I'm willing to take the lease back, although it'll be up in a day or two. And I'll put, say, $1,000 in the bank as a trust fund for it.
Well, I don't know.
Now, don't you think, as one of your father's oldest friends, I'm qualified to know what's best for you? I'm sure that's the way your father would wish it.
Mr. Anderson, you're full of bunk. I've been looking for Hank all night. Nobody's seen him. Gosh, I'm worried.
I'll go over and see Mr. Clemens.
Do that, will you, Miss Jackson? I have to get back to the well right away.
All right, children. School's dismissed.
Ready? Miss Clemens. Hank Langford disappeared. Meet me at the wooden rig, 7 o'clock. Joe? Remember. Meet me at the wooden rig, 7 o'clock. Hank's disappeared. Oh, Tom? Want to see you at the wooden rig, 7 o'clock. Hank's disappeared.
And when Whittle Red Riding Hood came in the house, she said, Grandma, what white eyes you have. The better to see you, my child. And Grandmother, what white sweets you have. The better to eat you, my child. Can you imagine that dirty rat playing a trick like that on a kid? If that was my kid, I'd knock that guy off. So Whittle Red Riding Hood came closer and closer and sat on the bed. Hey, ain't you sleeping yet?
Good night, Little Red Riding Hood.
Now, don't worry, boss. He's as safe with Homer as he would be if he had the whole National Guard with him.
Fine, Rusty, fine. Hello? Yes? Yes, speaking. What? He tricked you? Why, you fat-faced elephant, you are. No, he tricked you. Anything wrong, boss? Did you hear that? He tricked them. If I lay my hands on you, I'll tear you limb from limb. You blundering baboon. As safe as the National Guard. You drooling... I rue the day I ever set eyes on you. I can't depend on anybody but myself. I suppose if I want it done right, I've got to do it. Get me some nitro. I'll cave that well in. And get that mutt on the telephone. I want him back here right away. Well, come on. Don't stand there like a frozen nincompoop. Move!
Frozen this.
Hey, Fitzgerald!
Any word from Hank?
No, not a word. I'm getting worried.
Don't worry, Big Deal. We'll find him. We have to turn this town upside down.
Okay, good luck. Come on.
Well, shut my mouth. If it ain't the big boss himself. Hey, Fishtail. Look here, fella. Hey, Fishtail.
What's the matter, Snowflake? Hey. Hey. Gosh, Hank.
Everything all right, Fishtail?
It is now, but boy, you sure had us worried. All the fellas are down at the wooden rig now. They're getting ready to turn the town upside down looking for you. Guess they said they'd hang Anderson if they didn't find you.
Hang Anderson?
Yeah.
They're crazy enough to do it. Look, we're still in jail.
Yeah.
You stay here and keep things going. I'll be right back.
All right, but be careful.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Come on, let's get going. I gotta wait for Tony to get my hands on that guy.
Now, wait a minute, fellas. You're all off on the wrong track. Every one of you. It's a good thing to know that a man has so many friends. Men that would commit even murder for him. That's exactly what you're doing. I've got enough on Anderson to hang him. But it won't be with our... There's a law that provides for men like him. Let's use it.
Come on, Snowflake, hurry up. Get that bushing in there. Gosh, if we had to wait for you, we'd never start the bridge.
Mr. Boss, man.
Well, hurry up. Don't give me that guesser stuff. That's it. All right, Matt, take it away. Oh, boy, she's making a whole mile a minute. Gosh, wouldn't it be great if we could bring her in while Hank was away?
Sure wouldn't, boss. It'd be a feather in your hat.
Feather in my hat, nothing. It'd be a whole Indian war bonnet. Hey, listen, you better go take a look at those boilers and keep them plenty hot.
Yes, sir, little boss.
Say, Matt, come check up on that main chain, will you?
You sure you got everything? Yes, sir. All right, fellas, I'll wait here for you. Come on, boy. Go along with us, Joe.
Hey, let's go down there.
Come on, get over fire. Get away up, Patrick. Get over there. Get over there, boy.
Come on, get over there. Hey, what are you trying to do?
I ain't going to tell you. I'm going to make you guess. Hey, you guys, have the telly off.
Oh, but listen, you can't do that.
Now, listen, kid. You be a nice little boy, and I'm going to buy you a stick of peppermint. You'll like that, will you? think that's too far, Slim. Oh, take it easy, take it easy. Oh, you guys go ahead. I'll take care of him.
I confused. Graham. Hey, you guys, get out of here.
You see what I see? Six-tail! Six-tail! Oil! Oil! You all right, kid? You all right?
What happened?
We struck it! We struck it! Oil! Come on, let's get out! Oil! Oil! Look at it, boss! Look at that thing that's blowing in! Lord, it set my mouth and opened wide my eyes! We got an all-night job ahead of us, fellas. Snowflake, get a shovel and start digging that ditch and catch the overflow. Come on, boys. Let's get the oil skins, boys. We're going to cap that, baby. Why didn't we think of nitro?
Boy, I'm going to sleep for a week.
The tub finally made it. Well, I don't suppose we can call you fishtailing.
Why not?
Well, not a big oil magnate like Clifford D. O'Reilly.
Clifford? You mean to say everybody called me Clifford?
Why, certainly.
Gosh, I wish we'd have never struck on it.
Six sugars? I guess you can go to Colgate Military School and grow up to be a fine gentleman.
Military school? Gosh, now I know I wish we'd have never struck oil.
How do you like military school, Clifford?
Oh, Hank, will you please call me Fishtail?